But ECCO itself is destined sooner or later to go by the by as better forms of electronic text become available, ones that have links, ones that have annotations, ones that have better search capabilities, ones that are done to scholarly standards as opposed to dirty optical character recognition. That will happen eventually. In the meantime, though, would it be possible to imagine doing things with ECCO so that one can do more than just read it? Part of my fear about ECCO is that it's actually going to delay the introduction of new scholarly editions of 18th century texts, and possibly also the introduction of new digital editions of 18th century texts, simply because it sucks up so many eyeballs and so many resources that could go to other sorts of products. For what a library spends on ECCO, you could go a good ways towards establishing a digital library, a digital production center within a library, for example. But enough fretting about ECCO as it is. Let's try and imagine, if you will, an ECCO 2.0, an ECCO for the digital age. What might it be like? Well, for one thing, the price point would probably come down. Imagine a product like this that was vended in such a way that every college was able to buy it, so that every college felt compelled to buy it. This is possible if instead of selling 50 or 100 units, you were to sell 1,000 units. Or if more clever ways of mass distribution were found so that the material could be made available to high schools, for instance, it's possible to imagine selling not 1,000 units, but 5,000 units or 10,000 units. Or if individuals could subscribe to a product like this on an annual basis for $50 or $100, the potential number of users would go up exponentially. More money would be made, more users would be served, and digital technology would be applied to do the sorts of things that it can do best. It's also possible to imagine ways in which readers could interact with the text, particularly if the scanned text were made available to diddle with. Imagine if users could correct all of those long S's that incorrectly went in as F's. This is possible to do, right? You can correct the garbled words. If one could see the OCR text, we could identify those works that did not OCR properly and need to be returned to and be fixed. Imagine an ECCO in which it was possible for users to add information to headnotes so that documents could be searchable by many more means than they presently are. Imagine an ECCO in which users could add author records with information about authors that were cross-linked to the texts, so that it would be possible to search ECCO by writers who went to Oxford, writers who were dissenters, writers who knew Alexander Pope. This is relatively easy to do if users would be allowed to create the necessary author records with the little fields on them that would link automatically to the texts. Imagine an ECCO with a simple editing tool that would allow users to go in and do things such as adding XML tags to names and titles and dates so that these things could be searched and could be searched accurately. Imagine a simple XML tool that would allow you to go in and add links to the text so that pages in one document could be linked to pages in another. This is quite possible, and if it were done with a drag and drop sort of way, it's the sort of thing that even non-technically skilled people would be able to manage. Finally, imagine an ECCO in which that scanned text was made available for redistribution so that the public domain works could be re-injected into the public arena for reuse in other mediums so that students could have access to the text of The Rape of the Lock, admittedly in an unmarked up and primitive form, but that would encourage them to work with that text to add the necessary markup and links so that once more consumers of information and entertainment could develop handicraft skills become better readers, could become producers of text rather than simply consumers of text. Thank you very much.